This video was supposed to be a short video, but I guess I had a lot more to say than I thought I did. This particular video is a video that I have procrastinated making for a long time. I was very, very skeptical on making this video because I don't want to say that just when you got married, you're already giving us relationship advice. I'm basically just coming here to share my experience being a wife. I've been married for, let me calculate. This is May, so let's say 8/9 months. I'm getting to 1 year, so obviously I feel like it's okay for me to come and tell you about my experience in the past 8/9 months. I have a few things that prompted me to make this video. First of all, as a Gen Z, funny enough, I've been seeing a lot of Gen Zs getting married, and it's very interesting to see. Like, I like it, I'm happy, but then we still have a lot of people that are very skeptical getting married in their early 20s, Sometimes when they see you, they don't even expect you to be married, right? When they see you, until they actually get to know, they're like, oh, I didn't even know you were married. And yeah, it happens. I get to the look, especially if you're smallish like me in stature. Nobody will even expect that you're married. I've had a few friends ask me certain questions about being married, and I feel like this video might be helpful. So let's just get into the video. First of all, before the marriage, that's the wedding, you're going to be flying on cloud 9. Everything is about you. I remember telling somebody that I miss being a bride. When you're a bride, everything revolves around you. Planning a wedding. If you are planning one, you can relate. And if you are intending to start planning your wedding, my dear, it's very interesting, but the stress, the pressure was a lot. But regardless, I enjoyed being a bride. But then when you get married, things, change, because now it's not about you. Let me speak for Gen Zs because I'm a Gen Z. Sometimes being on social media, you see a lot of fairy tale weddings. You see a lot of things and you're like, this is how I want my wedding to be. A lot of people do want to get married because of the weddings they see. They don't necessarily think about after the wedding. Because when people ask me how does it feel to be married, I just feel like I always tell them that I feel normal. The only thing is that the fact that they call me Mrs. And then, my name changed from Mrs. Jennifer Alari to Jennifer Carey. That was a shift. And then something that they always tell you when you are about to get married or you get married, you should always be prayerful. A lot of things always happen when you get married or you're about to get married. That's why they say marriage is not for kids. I feel like when you put God first in your marriage, it helps you and it just balances a lot of things. Do you know how you've lived with roommates or friends in school or somewhere, and how you people can have fights, somebody can offend you, can annoy you? That is exactly how, because now in this case you have a roommate for life, so you don't even have a choice. You can't even run. When you have a misunderstanding and you're like, there is no way out, like you can't go anywhere. If you're in the same house, you're still going to be in the same building, and you can't just say you want to opt and leave, and you have to fix it. So whether or not you are not happy at the moment, you have to deal with it. You're going to sleep in the same room, so obviously you're going to have to learn a lot of things in marriage. So like, I had to learn that if I have any issues, I cannot run away from the issues. I still have to confront them. And at the end, I'm going to tell you a lot of things that I do to help me when I have a lot of confusion about marriage. So building a partnership in marriage, I feel like it is a partnership. Instead of saying 50-50, we bring 100-100. The energy should be 100. Let's choke each other with energy. The husband has a responsibility to take care of his wife, the home, and everything, but that doesn't mean that we should just be there and not be partners. I mean, don't look at other people's relationship and decide that, oh, this is how it should be. Everybody has what works for them in their marriage. So if you have a partner, you have to come to an agreement with your partner on how your own marriage is going to work. So don't go and copy another person's pattern thinking it will work for you, or impose on how you want your marriage. This is beyond what you want. Sometimes you are going to have to bend, because you might not want this fully, and your partner might not want what you want fully. So it's not always going to be about what you want. You just have to balance it. So I had to, adjust my mind. The reason I'm saying this is because sometimes it could just be decisions you want to make. You might not see certain things as big deal, but when you become married, it's going to be a shocker when sometimes they say, oh, I don't want my wife doing this, I don't want my husband doing this, so I want you to respect this. You will not come and start saying, I have my own life, you saw me before you did this. See, to be honest, that thing of you saw me before you married me like this, or you saw me doing this before we got married. Yes, we were not a couple, but now when you advance, that's what it means to grow. You can't keep saying that you want to be the way you were when you started courting or dating. You are literally going to have to transition. Just like being a mother and you still want to, be careless. You don't want to take responsibility of your child because, you tell the child that I was like this before you came. Like, do you get what I'm trying to say? You are no longer just going to make decisions anyhow. Because I see on social media a lot amongst my gender when people say my husband would not want me to do this, oh my husband, some people give you this look like, now you just got married, now he's controlling you. I don't think that. Personally, I think that as a wife, you also can tell your husband what you want him to do or what you don't want him to do. This is not being controlling, it's just what you do not like. If, for example, you don't want your husband keeping late nights, why is it bad for your husband to say he doesn't want you keeping late nights? You just need to balance it, and you don't need to see it as it is controlling. You just need to meet in the middle that something you would not want your husband to do, you too, when he says he doesn't want you to do, you have to respect it. So you need to understand that you are partners and you are not a child under your father that always wants something, wants to be given something. You are now partners. You know how partners work in an organization. You have to play roles, and that gets me to my next point. That's roles and responsibilities. We have roles. It's just as written in the Bible. So you have to play your part dutifully. You don't have to carry anything on your head and say, oh, it's this is how I want to live, the way you were living when you were single. Trust me, when you are married, it becomes different. And you need to have a shift in your mentality and not see it as somebody is trying to control you. And the next point is communication and understanding. As a couple, it is important that you communicate very well. And aside from communicating, you need to understand one another. Because you see this communication. Remember I said something about telling you what I do when in times of conflict. So I always stick to people that I always listen to advice of people that I respect a lot, especially spiritually. You see, Pastor Mildred Okonkwo, I always watch her sermons. Pastor Kingsley Okonkwo, I always watch her sermon. They talk about marriage. Personally, I'm very strong headed. God is helping me. They'll say I'm very stubborn. But the thing is, there are sometimes I'm told something, I might be very, you know, strong headed that I want to do it my way and do it my way. But like I have to calm down after and think about it that you have to respect this decision. You have to respect his own opinion on this. It always grounds me. Sometimes I might feel like my husband is one wrong on this, and when I watch it, they will just put me in my place and make me realize that in this situation, this is not how to tackle this situation. This is not how to handle the situation. You need to communicate. You need to. I remember she said something about don't talk. It's not always, oh, it's what I want to do. It's going to just bring conflict in your home. So sometimes just see from the person's angle. Try to give your own. Sometimes, your angle might not even matter because if you look at it, you were wrong and just admit you're wrong. It's not about being an agency. I had to learn this whole thing about stop doing woke generation. If there are certain things your partner, especially if you're married to a millennial, if your partner does not appreciate certain things, don't come and do that. They are not woke. You just have to calm down and realize that they don't appreciate this, so you better stop it. It's not like all these ones that you fight with your partner and then you come on social media and post something and everybody will get the memo that both of you are fighting. That's very childish. So stop it if you are doing. I'm sharing my opinion. No, I'm not advising. If you want to do, you can still do it. It's your marriage. Growth and adaptation. So I think I mentioned it in the other point while I was talking about you being there's a transition when you become married. So there are certain things you're not going to have to be doing. So even if you used to do them when you were single and you were dating, it doesn't mean that when you get married you need to continue. There are certain things you just need to, or you will have to cut down on out of respect for your husband. I'm speaking to the Gen Z ladies in the house because I'm a Gen Z lady. This does not mean you're not going to have your own life, but there are certain things that you cannot just be doing. If your husband is okay with certain things, by all means, do it. But don't compare your marriage with somebody else's marriage just because another person's husband or wife is okay with doing certain things, with okay with their partner doing certain things, does not mean that yours is going to be like that. In this thing called marriage, you need to think of your own thing. Don't think about another person's decisions in their marriage. Don't think about what is working for them. Think about what's going to work for you. You have to obviously make sacrifices. This growth and adaptation, it comes to this point that I was going to say later on, that being accountable, I don't know if that's what to put for it, but being accountable, like you giving your partner update on what you are doing. So this one I had to learn it. I think I even learned this before I got married because at some point I wasn't very good at keeping updates on certain things. Like if I go out now, I get to where I'm going. My mind skips that, oh, I'm just supposed to tell my partner that, oh, I've gotten to the place, so I'm fine. I don't do that. Like I just keep, not because I don't care, but because I didn't feel like I needed to do any report. Like I didn't just even think about it. There's something that my partner always does. Like if he's going anywhere, just updates me that, oh, I've gotten to the place, just so I know that he's fine. And sometimes once in a while he's at the place, he might just tell me, see what's happening here. And I even make a video just to show me. I'm sure a lot of people think that this is like monitoring. But trust me, especially this my generation. No, except you have a very insecure partner. That's the very different ball game. I'm talking about somebody that just genuinely cares and is interested in the things that you're doing and is interested in your life will most likely want to be updated. Like, just me now. Like, because this person is somebody that you're going to be gisting with all the time. So if you're going to have like different conversations. So I had to learn that, oh, this thing I'm doing is not right. Like I need to update you. Oh, this is why I'm so just in case you can't reach me or for any reason, maybe security reason or something, you will just know that, oh, Jennifer told me that she was going to be here. It's not always about being controlling because on social media I see a lot of things and I get pissed sometimes when I see certain things that are not supposed to be red flags and people say it's a red flag. I'm like, well, maybe it's their own red flag, but I feel loved when somebody wants to know like what's going on with me. Am I fine? Am I okay? Where am I? I need to tell me I've gotten there. I was thinking that you're still on the road. Like I feel loved, and I don't know if it's weird, but it's something that is not supposed to be weird. It's supposed to be very normal because I would want to know the same. Not because I'm thinking you are doing something bad, and you need to adapt. There are certain things you're going to adapt in a home. You and your partner grew up from two different homes, so you are going to learn to adapt. If it's how they keep things in the room, if it's how they live their life, if it's how they sleep, anything, you're going to adapt. Somebody cannot just say, oh, this is a red flag, I'm just running. That's why marriage is not for kids. There are certain things that you can learn. There are certain things you can teach your partner. You can teach. Why run away? I pray to God that my like everything that I'm learning continues to grow me till the very end. When I mean the very end, forever. Because marriage is obviously a beautiful thing. Like it is very beautiful. And I feel like we don't emphasize it enough because when you go on social media, the first thing you see is people getting divorced, you know, bad things happening in marriages. But the good things are happening. And for these 8 9 months that I've been married, I can say that I am very, happy and I don't have any regrets. And I'm so excited to keep learning in the process. I'm still anticipating. And sometimes I just look at my partner and I'm like, so like this so it's me and you forever. So guys, the greatest fear of every content creator just happened to me. I didn't know that my video had stopped recording. So now I don't even know where to start from. But I know that I talked about growth. I talked about communication and self-care. At this point, I don't even know what I talked about again because the video cuts. But I know communication is also important in your marriage. I know that self care is also important. You have to embrace self care. I don't think I talked about this, but I'm going to talk about breaking stereotypes in marriage. Sometimes, there's this expectation that some our parents might have towards our marriage like towards our married life, and just because their own life went through this pattern, they have this expectation from us. And I don't think that we should fold to all those things. I think that you should enjoy your marriage in the way your own marriage is going, and not based on any particular traditional setup or arrangement of how marriage should be it in chores, all those things. Do what works for your own marriage. If you and your partner are cool with how your marriage is going, do it. Like I talked about in embracing our independence. Yes, you still do the things that you wanted to do. Like me, in my experience, in fact I even have more ideas now. Certain things that I want to do, I even have more ideas, and I always relay them to my husband to ask him like, what do you think? Because he knows better. In most cases, be it in career wise, like experience. So he always gives me ideas on how to do. If I want to make decisions in something that I'm setting up, he's always involved. Like, oh babe, what do you think I should do? What's your advice? Or do you think I made the wrong decision? Things like that. In as much as I am married, I still have things going on for me, and that I make my own decisions. I came up with my own CEO, but like I still have my husband to always, be there to guide me, to teach me, to help me. Like my friend asked me the other time that I'm getting married young, that will I still be able to achieve the things that I wanted to do before, be it like, further my studies or in my career or anything. And I was like, I don't think that this should be a limitation. Marriage should be a limitation for it, because I feel like in marriage you're supposed to grow. And like I talked about partnership, that you become partners in marriage, and being partners means that you're supposed to push me to be a better version of myself than when we even met. So I believe that getting married to somebody that wants the best for you is important, and also you knowing what you want for yourself is also important, because it's not that, don't say my partner imposed this on me. Do what you've always wanted to do, and in the process, if your dreams change, explore it, and just pray that you have a partner that is supportive of your dreams. So you have to be teachable and willing to teach. That is how I have seen marriage to be in the last eight 8/9 months. You have to be teachable. Which one is you're going to cut off somebody because they did not buy you flowers, and you are seeing on social media that people buy flowers for their babe? Teach the person. Even if the truth is that sometimes the person might not even see reason with you. The person might just say all these things, they don't make sense. But the person might be willing to do it because of how you've told them, because of you appreciate these things, or you might like it. They might just do it for you. So don't always be quick to jump into conclusion that this is a red flag. No, I'm done. I'm done. Calm down. Calm down. You might be pointing at people as red flag. You could be somebody's red flag. I think that's all I'm going to say about marriage. And I feel like I already said a lot in the first time. I was really expressive, and the fact that this video caught really broke my heart. But like I said, in your marriage, everybody should just embrace their marriage in the way it comes. Don't idolize other people's marriages. Learn from people that will guide you, people that are grounded. Don't forget to pray. Don't forget to be spiritually grounded, because my dear, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers, and the enemy does not appreciate the institution of marriage. So you need to be on your toes as a partner, husband, wife, whatever. You need to pray. You need to be grounded in the word of God. So yeah, I think that is all I can say. And this video was basically for me, because I'm not advising you. Anything you want to do in your marriage, do. You don't have to take anything I said here. If I don't learn from me, safe. I'm just sharing this. I'm just sharing my own experience, and I pray that I continue to grow and bloom in my marriage forever. And I'm happy to be doing life with the love of my life, and I'm excited for what the future holds for us, because I believe that it will be only greatness and happiness. So if you enjoyed this video, don't hesitate to like this video. Please subscribe to this channel, and I'm pretty sure that this time around, when I say I'll be consistent, I will be very consistent. So if you, just in case you are planning to get married, you're in the process of planning, or you are not even married, you are single, any one of them, just drop a comment about what you've heard, any stereotype, misconception, questions. Even if I might not have the answers, somebody might have the answers for you in the comment section. So I'll see you guys in my next video. On that note, bye loves.